A very good afternoon to one and all. To start my speak with, I would like to tell you, for you, it may be out of your 1,000 days, this is one day that you are here. But for me, it is those 1,000 days what I have dreamt of being here for this one day. To start with, my name is Daniel Mendonca and I'm an intersex. You may be wondering what is intersex, what is this I from the LGBTIQ community? I represent the I from the intersex. To give you a short definition about it, it means that people when they are born, at their birth, looking at their genetical organs, the doctor cannot confirm whether it is a male or a female, or the other way round is that you may go to a chromosomal disorder, like for girls it would be X and X, for the boys it would be X and Y, but for me it is XXY. So I have the X extra in me and therefore I am more feminine than masculine. So to start with my new beginnings, when I was born, doctors discovered that there is something wrong with the child. So when they did a test, they found out that I am a complete male from outside, but I had all the eternal organs of a woman from right within. And therefore I was defined as an intersex child. When the doctors went around telling my father, they said ki a eunuch has been born at your place. And listening to these words, my father decided to give up on me. He went to my mother and told that whether you give away the child or whether you choose me. But I'm proud that my mother chose me because she said, I'm going to make this child so capable that one day he will stand and not just represent India, but will represent me at every stage when he goes. Journey went on. I first used to say that I was different, but today I will say I was unique. When I was born, when I was growing up, I never felt like a man right within myself. I always felt like a woman. But the price that I paid of feeling like a woman was too hard. I was born and brought up in a slum of Mumbai in Khar pipeline, where talking about sex and sexuality was a taboo. Still today in India, we are fighting for women's rights. And there, when I am standing on this side of the stage and talking about LGBTIQ rights, it's something that makes me, myself, proud. When I was growing, like always in India, people started calling, "Arey, ye to chakka hai, ye to baila hai, ye to good hai," and all the derogatory terms that one has to listen. But that was not only the words that I heard, but along with me, my mother kept hearing it. She never allowed me to go out and play. She never allowed me to getting out because she was afraid that someone would do something to me. But life had to go on. I was 4 years old when my father sold me to the eunuch. My mother fought and brought me back, and then was a terrible time that I went through. I went to a boys' high school, Sacred Heart Boys' High School in Santa Cruz, and I always felt that I was the only girl among all the boys there. It was very difficult. Whenever I went to use the washroom, my seniors used to come, open my pants, rape me, and I had no words to say. I was raped at the age of 8 by my own cousins. And when it reached to my father, he said that children like you is better learn how to get raped because that's the only work that you will be doing all your life. I'm sorry. But yes, life had to go on, and so it went on. I was in 4th standard, the first time when I was discovering myself who I was, and I always questioned, why out of everybody, God, why me? Why me? And then I was in 4th standard, and it was the first time I went through the menstruation. There was no part from my body for the menstruation to come out. And so my anus tore into 2 parts, and all the intestine along with came out. 8 years of my life, I left studies at 4th standard because I was not very comfortable. I came from a very small family background from a slum of Bombay. After many surgeries and things like that, there was no one to take care of my family. I didn't know what to do. And the only job that I had to take up was doing prostitution and begging in the trains of Bombay for me and my mother's survival, because we didn't even have food. And who would at that time give me a job? Who would at that time would give me a job because of my feminine nature? My life changed. My first new beginning step came when I was begging on the streets of Bombay in the middle of the night doing prostitution. When I was getting down from a train, there was a woman in front of me and I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, can you give me a way to get down?" And she said, "How do you speak such good English?" I said, "Ma'am, I have been in a convent, but yeah, I know to speak English." She says, "What do you do?" I said, "I do prostitution and begging for my survival and living." She said, "Would you like to study?" I didn't know what to say. I didn't know study and me. I still know my tables till 5 genuinely. I decided to give it a chance. I decided to not limit myself. And I went to do my 10th standard. She put me into a private 10th board, and I was giving. It was difficult again because I was doing prostitution in the night, begging, going there, studying. And first time it was in my life that I was doing maths, geometry, science, algebra, which I had never seen before. But I think I passed. I passed at the first go with 43%, and that was the life's biggest achievement I could ever aimed of. I didn't know what to do next. My mother said, "Do you want to study further?" I said, "Yes." I took up 11th and 12th in arts. College was same as everybody else. I never used a male washroom because of the fear of getting raped again. People kept on teasing me. People went on telling all kinds of things about me. "Arey, ye to chakka hai, ye to baila hai, ye to good hai." And you know, when I was walking on the streets, they used to come and pinch me from back and do all nonsensing. And I said, why can't I speak for myself? One of the time it came that my new beginnings again was that the class teacher came up to me in 12th and said, "Daniel, there's a debate competition, and why don't you share your story and talk about the whole elocution competition and the debate on LGBTIQ issues?" And it was the first stage of my life that I stood there. I spoke about my life, and I could see tears in everybody's eyes. And the tears were not understanding a particular community, not understanding a particular person, not understanding a particular person's life. We become judgmental and start giving comments on people's life. And then we laugh at them because they are different. And I could see acceptance. I could see more acceptance. 2014 changed my whole life. A small child born in the slums of Bombay did prostitution begging, never thought could represent the United Nations in 2014 for LGBTIQ rights and represent India on behalf of the intersex community. Life was turning. Life was turning. I was scared. I spoke. I cried. But when I stepped down, I was not satisfied with what I did. Because I was fighting for myself. The thought came, what are the others going to do outside there like you, Daniel? And there came the point when I took a stand on working for the LGBTIQ issues on two main important topics. One is equal world with equal opportunities and creating inclusive and safe spaces for all genders. I did my graduation in Bachelor's in Social Work. I was scared to use the toilet, but I was very open about my sexuality. I was speaking that time about it openly, and people used to judge me, and I said, "Thank you, Mr. Judge, for judging me." People asked me this question, "When did you come out?" I said, I never came out. I came out only once, and that was from my mother's womb. Next time, I never came out. I was as normal as everyone else was. You considered me to be not normal. I went into College of Social Work, Nirmala Niketan. 6 months, I didn't do anything. But my one question kept on tripping me is, am I the only student who's going to be again? No. I fought for a separate toilet, a demanding separate toilet that I should be felt comfortable because it is my right. And first time in the University of Bombay, College of Social Work, Nirmala Niketan held a separate toilet for me and made a reservation that transgenders and LGBTI community would be free to use this toilet so that we create inclusive spaces. Life never stopped there. The new beginnings kept on. And the next time, I didn't knew that I took a silver medal from College of Social Work, Nirmala Niketan, in my graduations to pass with a silver medal is the first intersex in the University of Bombay. And that has shown me the importance of creating those inclusive and safe spaces for all genders. I was stopped at my inauguration ceremony. They said कि यहाँ पे कुछ function नहीं चल रहा है, आप बधाई मांगने के लिए क्यों आए हो? And when my name was announced and I walked proudly, I could see the whole crowd standing there. And I was awarded with Vidyarthi Bharati Ratna Award, one of the prestigious award for students' academics. What is new beginnings? What is new beginnings? If you ask me, I'll tell you what is new beginnings. New beginnings is accepting yourself the way you are. No matter whether you are fat, no matter whether you are black, no matter how you look, you are beautifully created and made in the image of nature. What is new beginning? The only barrier that you have in your life is yourself. If you break the barrier within yourself, you have the new beginnings within you. What is new beginnings? New beginnings is one simple word, is letting life do what it is doing in your life. Because today you may fight with life, but when life starts fighting back with you, you will never win the battle. So allow life to do all the bad things and the good things. I committed suicide 3 times in my life because I was not happy. And so does my community does that because there is no acceptance. Because we are not ready to accept people from gender perspective. And I say, why accept people from gender perspective? I am a human before I have a gender. Before I am Daniel, before I am anybody from the LGBTIQ community, I am a human and I have to be looked and seen upon from a human perspective. Why am I less? People ask me this question, why don't you fight for reservation? And I said, no, I don't want reservation. I want to sit among you, compete with you in the race to go, and prove myself that I am as much better as all of you sitting here are. I would have never achieved all these things without my enemies in my life. And I praise my enemies before my friends. Because when they kept discriminating me, I forced them to accept me. And there were the changes. When you know what you're fighting for is right, then don't think what the world has to say. The same world will tomorrow listen to you and say, oh, this person said it the correct way. Today, I'm not afraid what people have to tell about me, but people are definitely afraid what I have to tell them. So I always tell this, the beef ban and the gay rights in India have something in common. It is a majority of the people deciding for the minority what they can and can't put in their mouth. If you understand it, good. So even I tell people, if you do not accept people of LGBTIQ, it's fine. That's your choice. But you do not have the right of discriminating them on any basis. Your religion values cannot come before human rights. You can believe in a God who is Ardhanareshwar. You can believe in the Mohini Avatara of Krishna. You can believe in Shrikhandi of the Mahabharata. Why can't you believe in human like us which are seen? They are not seen. Why can't you? The simple question is, why can't we accept people the way they are? Is it so difficult to ask for acceptance? Is it too difficult to ask for love? Today, I feel proud of myself for not giving up in life. I told you, right? Before that, I used to talk about God, why me? Today, I'm also asking the same question. God, why me? Life is changing. I'm going to platforms I'm talking about. But my success, people judge success by money, while I judge success by respect. Unless and until not a single person of the LGBTIQ community is respected in this country, I think my work will never end. My work will never end. Signing out with the message, that let's create an equal world with equal opportunities. Creating inclusive and safe spaces for all genders, I think, is an idea worth sharing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.